Welcome back. This is Weeknights.
Yes, it is.
Oh, you got the swirly chair. Okay.
Yeah, I gotta remember not
Nigga
to
said.
spin.
Nigga said, yes, it is.
I gotta remember not to spin in the chair. It's gonna be really difficult for me. But I will try. I will try. But yeah, this is weeknights
Recording on location
on
at
location.
this on the set of your new movie.
On the exactly. Listen, okay. They gave me a 30-minute break and
He said, let me go pod.
so let me go pod real quick before I get back to the set. So,
We appreciate that.
of
We
course.
appreciate you,
Of course.
And listeners and viewers, we appreciate you as well. Now,
Definitely.
I'm JD, aka He Who Pods. And I'm here
Dash,
with that's right.
aka Dashing D, aka it's been a long day.
It's been a long day. I hear that. Well,
Yeah.
it's Friday. So you get off of work tomorrow and off of weeknights tomorrow. Ow.
Which is always really confusing.
Yeah.
Saturdays are always weird. Sundays are fine, but Saturdays it's always like, wait, we don't record today. Yeah, it's a little
Oh,
confusing
it's
sometimes.
happened to me too.
I'm like,
I've
oh, I
definitely
gotta get
woken up and
home.
be like, oh no, what time is it? Is it?
Right.
Oh, okay. Oh
Yeah.
man. Oh, it's Saturday. Oh, all right.
Hmm.
Then let me go get a couple more minutes of.
Right. Yeah. Oof. I would love to. I really want to sleep late tomorrow. I won't, but it sounds like such an exciting thing to do. I don't ever sleep late. Anyway,
Me. Oh, that's not true. I do sleep late. Uh, sometimes.
yeah,
Like twice a month, I sleep in.
that's not
I'm
bad.
like today, no alarms, vibes.
Oh, I'm all about the no alarms
If
and
I
vibes.
sleep 20 hours, I
Oof.
slept 20 hours. That's it.
20 hours is a long time. I could never, I could
Well,
never sleep that
it's
long.
the twice a month I do it. I'm up for like the whole weekend. So
Okay, well, that makes
after that, I say okay.
mhm.
After that, I come home and I do this.
Like lights out.
Lights out.
Yeah,
It's over.
you do. You do that?
Exactly. Let's talk about something that's not dumb. Something that actually keeps getting smarter and smarter and smarter. Ooh, that was your big one.
Yeah, that was.
It was your big move. All right, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Talk about something that's getting smarter and smarter and smarter.
Yeah.
Um, we talk about AI up here quite often.
Mm.
Um,
Taking
there's
over
a
the
lot of
world.
room, absolutely, and it seems that there's someone in the music industry who's been using it for a long, long time
And championing it.
and championing it. That is correct. Renowned producer, one of the main people, or one of the people in the group Black Eyed Peas, and a guy who probably shouldn't have been on the Super Bowl stage. Um, he reminded us
What?
that
That was so shady.
I know.
Okay.
Feeling.
We're just gonna gloss over that. We're not gonna acknowledge what you just said.
I feel like Usher just had mad random people there that he was cool with that had no business being there.
No,
Like
I don't think that's true. I think Alicia Keys didn't make sense for what it
Alicia
was.
Keys didn't need to be there.
But we learned later on that that was
Jermaine
that was
Dupri didn't need to
Apple.
be there.
But Will.i.am didn't. What's the song? OMG. I feel like the reason why that was necessary is because Usher is like Usher's like dance genre body of work. Like I feel like OMG is probably one of the most popular songs from that
Yes.
era of Usher.
Yes.
So I think he was necessary. I think he was far more necessary than Alicia Keys. I mean, we don't have to relitigate this, but I just, you know, justice for Will.i.am, because what did he do to you? What did he do to you? Show up at the Super Bowl? Hello? What else was he supposed to do?
Stay home.
No, Alicia Keys should have stayed home.
I'm saying all of them. Jermaine Dupri,
Jermaine Dupri
Alicia
just needed some
Keys,
different pants. That's it.
Will.i.am. It's not a fashion podcast.
It doesn't matter if it's
Um,
not a fashion podcast. He just needed new pants. That's a fact.
it's a fact. People love to say facts about things that are not facts.
That is a fact. And I stand on that. That is a
No.
fact.
Niggas be like, I had some gummies. Facts. Yeah, what? Huh?
It happened.
I really like Jay-Z's Blueprint 1 album. Facts. Huh? What?
Facts has turned into like the cosign, the universal
Yes,
cosign.
there's
It's
a
not
cosign. That's
it's
all.
not
It's like
really
an
factual
exclamation
information
point.
anymore.
No more. Yeah, I agree. No more facts when people say facts.
It's
I used
like,
to say facts a lot at one point
were they real
when things were
facts?
true.
Were the
I'm sorry.
facts alternative?
No, no, it was real facts.
Okay. Big facts.
Big fact. No, I never really liked big facts either.
You didn't like big facts? You
Because they're
never
just
thought that
facts.
your facts were so significant enough that they were big?
All facts are facts. That's it.
They're not big facts.
Just facts.
Well, it's like when people say 150%. What does that mean? That's not a percentage.
Nope.
1,000%, not a percentage.
And this topic not about Will.i.am.
All right.
Let's get back to Will.i.am
Will
because
I
we done
am
danced all over the place.
an artificial intelligence.
Well, Will.i.am said, and he reminded us that in 2010, there was footage. I don't know what this is from, but there's footage of him showing the rest of the Black Eyed Peas on a device how to use AI, and he's showing them, hey, soon we'll be able to just use this tool to
Right.
make songs. And what I thought was really interesting was Fergie had a big reaction,
Yeah.
a reaction that a lot of people have today, 14 years later,
Hmm.
because this was back in 2010.
Yeah.
And she's like, what? Why would we do that? What are you saying? Are you saying it's going to replace artists? Are you saying we're not even going to need to come to the studio anymore? And he was like, oh yeah, you could still come to the studio, but this is a tool. This is something to help us yawn. And
Don't be a hater. They don't know. They don't know how tired I am, but I know you know. So
they
don't be a hater.
don't know. They don't know.
I yawned like 25 times yesterday, and you didn't give me any crap for it. Don't give me
I
crap
was
today
busy
after
stuffing my
2.
face.
All right.
I was busy stuffing my face with toasty
With
toes.
Tostitos.
Toasty toes.
Listen.
And that's a clip. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, so Will.i.am was saying that it was a tool and it's
Hmm.
something that could help artists with music. And he was really excited about it back in 2010. I gotta be honest, I did not know that was going on in 2010.
I had
I'm
no
not a
idea.
big, yeah, I'm not a Black Eyed Peas fan. The name totally left my brain for a second, and I was also trying not to yawn, if I'm being honest. I'm not a big Black Eyed Peas fan.
Yeah.
They got some they got some slaps, as the kids say, but they never were really my favorite. They were
Yeah.
kind of the people I heard on the radio from time to time, make you bust out a move maybe.
Right.
So
What's your favorite
I'm
Black Eyed Peas song?
can't name it off the top of my
Yeah, I
head.
don't
I
think I
don't
know the
know.
titles of the songs, but I know the songs. Like, My Lovely Lady Lumps. Check it out.
That's Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, that's the only one that comes to mind right now. But they have more. They have hits. That's you know. I'm not saying I don't remember them to be shady. I just really right now my brain is not capable of a lot. So
Sorry. Well, I was blown away by the fact that he was showing them the AI back in 2010.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, we saw movies like I Robot and stuff back then, but
Mhm.
definitely didn't know that this was a thing back then. And I wonder which songs he's used AI on. I haven't seen any information about that, but if you've been using AI for 14 years,
Yeah,
I have to assume that you have used AI in some of these records.
I would imagine so. He kind of in the clip that I watched, he kind of alludes to it. Like they do a bit of a montage, and we'll get to what the clip was, but they do a bit of a montage where they show something I think somewhere in between 2010 and 2018, and then they show 2018 where he's like, I told y'all it's here. But so to me, he kind of alluded to the fact that it was definitely going to be something that he was going to be using for his music. So I would imagine that he has over the last decade done it, you know. But we just weren't paying attention to it in the way we are now. That it probably just fell under the radar, and nobody was really thinking about it.
Yeah, I thought the way he described it was really interesting as well. I agree with you. I'm sorry. Let me start there. I agree with you that it
Mm.
probably just fell under the radar. Um, and totally lost my train of thought. God damn it. What was I saying before I said first of all? Ooh, what a pod.
Yep, we're doing
It's gonna
great
be a
today.
good one. We're doing real good on this Friday.
I mean, it's Friday. What do y'all expect?
Yeah, I also wonder what songs flew under the radar.
Hmm.
Um anyway, I don't know. He was also on Breakfast Club
Hmm.
and he was talking, they asked him about AI because they know he's been championing AI.
Hmm.
Oh, I know what I was gonna say. Um
Okay.
I thought it was really interesting that he was saying that it was a tool when Fergie was flipping out. Um
Hmm.
and I think that it's interesting to see him think of it that way, where other people are looking at it as a replacement, including Fergie in the clip.
Yeah.
And she's flipping out like, what? So it's going to replace us? And I wonder not only what songs was it used on, but how the credits were done,
Uh,
because how much of it was AI then, and what other artists, because Will.i.am has worked with a lot of artists,
yeah.
what other artists have already put out AI songs that we didn't know about?
Somebody should do a doc on that.
Yeah, somebody with funding and connections.
I mean, if
Because
Will.i.am is connected to it, it can
yeah,
happen. Now,
fair point.
now where we're going with this is that Will.i.am has now started. He's coming out with a show on Sirius XM, and it's going to be all about like futurism and artificial intelligence, and his co-host Fiona is AI.
Oh, I didn't even know that part.
Yeah,
Oh, that's wild.
his co-host is, so it's called FYI. So it's Fiona, but it's FY. Yeah. So and Fiona is AI, and she's his co-host. I think it's
Wow.
a little bizarre, a little quirky, a little weird, but kind of also
I'm,
really
I'm
interesting.
gonna check it out.
Yeah, it's some
I have to check this out now.
right. I'm fascinated by it. I'm like, okay, when is it coming out? Because I want to see this. I want to see how it works because I mean, we talk so much about AI and when I say we, I mean just in general. People talk a lot about AI and how it's changing the landscape of certain industries, especially when it comes to entertainment, and how it's
I mean, music specifically.
right, and how it's taking over. But I'm curious, when you have an AI co-host rather than having another human, what that looks like, and how that translates into viewership. I'm curious to see. I mean, I'm sure that people who are very um
Savvy.
AI savvy, or just like pushing AI, people who think that AI is a great thing. Um I'm sure that a lot of those people will be interested in this, but I'm curious to see, like, I like podcasts and things like that. So I want to see, is this going to be interesting? Like, how do they make it so that people want to watch it even though it's not an actual person?
Right.
So
Yeah,
I'm
I'm curious about that
fascinated.
too. I didn't know that. I was gonna say that Breakfast Club was asking him, what does he think about people and the way they're reacting to AI, and he was saying like, I think it's too soon for us to be able to look at it as this evil thing.
Yeah.
Uh, and actually, it's a learning machine. It should never be an evil thing.
Right.
And he had like this really, really um, open mind about AI.
Yeah.
And I thought it was interesting because a lot of people go the other route, right? Where
Mhm.
a lot of people kind of go the skeptical route, the
Yeah.
pessimistic route, and say like, "Oh man, or and Charlemagne even said like, all the movies they show the robots winning when we go to war," and he was like, "It should never even come to that. I don't understand why
Right.
that's even a thought." I thought that was really interesting that he was so optimistic about it because
Yeah.
I didn't think that would be the case, but I can see why if he has one a company,
Mhm.
two this relationship where he's been using it for 14 years.
Mhm. Yeah. I'm fascinated by it. I think this is really interesting, and I do want to see I do want to see his show. So um, I'm definitely gonna watch it. I don't think it's out quite yet, but it will be soon. I don't remember what the release date was, but when I check it out, I'll definitely bring my thoughts back here, and
Oh yeah,
we
same.
can talk
I'm
about
gonna
it.
I'm gonna I'm gonna follow them and keep an eye on that one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Where you want to go next?
Well, I was gonna say, you know who else we should keep an eye on?
Who that?
50 Cent.
Oh, okay. What's he doing now?
Opening studios and things.
Yeah,
Getting a day named after him, and
yeah.
the key to the city and all of that.
Gotta get the key to the city. You know what I'm saying?
I love businessman 50 Cent.
Okay.
I really do. I've said this before, but I like this media mogul that he's become. That excites me. I mean, he does his other things where he trolls people and does all those,
Sure does.
things that he does, but this to me is so inspiring and aspirational too. I I don't know. I just love it. I love the fact that he was like, "Oh, I mean, I could do that too. Like, I could make television. I could make movies." He's very willing. Like, he came out recently. We talked about how he came out recently and said that, I'm willing to pay black actors. Uh, and so I think it's a natural progression for him to open up his own G Unit Studios and all of that, and um, kind of, diversify the market, because
Yes.
there's not a lot of studios when you think about it, like, on that level. And also, like, even when we talk about like movie studios, there aren't a whole lot of people that there aren't a whole lot of separate entities that are the end all be all when it comes to creating film and television. There's only a
Right.
handful of them. So if
Right.
I think if you start creating more competition in the marketplace when it comes to certain things, I think that makes things really interesting. I also think it makes um the way people create. I think it affects the way people create because you almost have to always put your best foot forward. You can't do it halfway when more people are involved. Because now again you're in competition with them.
Right.
He may be the little fish compared to some other companies, obviously, right? But that doesn't mean that he's not a player. So I think it's really cool, and I want to see more Black people own studios and do things like that. I mean, I've talked about how incredible I think what Tyler Perry has built has been great. And the thing is that they're not only when they do this, it's not just them that's using it. They're able to outsource it um to other people who need studio space or whatever it is. So I love it. I think it's great. It's really exciting.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's super fly that 50 is able to do this. I also love to see the ascension of 50 as he has. I was gonna say pivot, but it's not even a pivot at this point. At this point, he is
He's in it.
settled in. Yeah, he has settled into this role. We've seen everything he's done over at Stars, pretty
Yeah.
much kept the lights on over there. And, I think it's great that 50 has been able to do these things and that 50 is being acknowledged. Because a lot of times people grind and do great things and it kind of flies under the radar.
Mhm.
And I got to be honest, I love that it's called G Unit Studios.
Me
I
too.
love that, he's sticking with that and reminding cats, this is still my thing.
Yeah.
This is still what the brand is tied to.
Right.
Um, I'm very curious to see what projects are going to come out of there.
Hmm.
Um, and I just am very happy for him um, as a fan of 50.
Hmm.
He's done a lot of things on the business end that I think are admirable. So I just think it's good stuff. I think we should applaud 50 and continue to support 50 because people really seem to enjoy the content he makes.
Yeah.
I'm curious now that he has his own studio, what type of content he'll be putting out.
Yeah.
I know it's been kind of a specific niche. I'm wondering, is he going to expand,
Yeah.
uh, or is he just going to try to stay in that zone, so to speak?
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like the
yeah.
opportunities
So,
are there. So he could do,
well,
at
yeah,
this
he's
point, he
he's
could do
got
whatever
yeah,
he wants,
exactly
you know?
right. Yes, yes. So I'm curious about that. I'm curious to see how he's going to cultivate this studio and the relationships with other studios now,
Hmm.
because we know he has a big relationship with Stars, obviously, but having your own studio means you can do a lot of other things, as you said.
Right. Um, yeah, I'm excited to see what happens with that too. I think that's gonna be really, really interesting to see what else comes out of it. Um, so he is a big troll. That's true. And
You want to talk about another troll?
I want to talk about another troll.
Okay. Which
Not
I
a,
think is funny because you just mentioned her the other day.
I did, and I mentioned this very thing. So,
Yes, you did. Like 2 days ago.
so Rihanna just did a launch in London for her Fenty Puma collaboration, where yeah, she has like a shoe line with Puma and Fenty. So they just did I think they did a launch of some new colorways or something like that. It was an event. She came out. She had her
Do
blonde
you
wig
have the
on,
do
her
you have
bangs.
the Fenty Puma sneaker?
I don't, but I looked them up today and they're actually very cute. The colors are cute too. I was like, I may buy these.
Okay,
I like
continue.
them. But so, so of course, she gets on the red carpet in Entertainment Tonight. I don't remember who the reporter was, but apparently, this reporter, every time she sees Rihanna, she asks her
About new music.
about new music. To the point where Rihanna said, "You should totally make this a montage," which they did, which was really
Right.
funny.
Got to after that.
Right? She's like, "You should totally just find all the times you've ever asked me about a new album coming out."
Right.
But yeah, we talked about this the other day, and the fact that Rihanna has said that she has been making music, but she seems to have no intentions of releasing music, and she
Right.
kind of just laughs it off these days.
Yep.
She doesn't even tease it anymore. Like I feel like 2-3 years ago, she would post like a screen grab of like a song she did,
Or
but
she
no
would just post
audio.
like pictures of her in the studio with somebody else.
Right. But we never got any music after that. And I think this is kind of the same thing. They even asked her, like, oh, you know, they said she did an interview, I guess, and said that her older son is, interested in music or whatever. I mean, he's like, what is he,
His name is
2
RZA.
years old? RZA. Um, and she's like, yeah, they're like, do you think that, the kids would be on the album? And she's kind of like, I mean, it's not a bad idea, whatever.
She said it's up to them. It's up
She's
to them.
like, oh, that's cool. It's up to them. You know?
Like, yeah, but it's up to them. They're
Right.
toddlers.
Right. Toddlers. So she's still having fun with this. She's still very much laughing at us. And like, why are y'all asking me about music? I'm here trying to sell shoes. Okay. I'm not
Right.
trying to sell music. I'm trying to sell shoes. And can I sell my shoes and my
That's how
underwear
I feel
and
every
my
time you mention
makeup in
music up
peace?
here.
My
Right. That's how I
skincare
feel.
line.
Every time you mention my music up here, I'm like, I'm not selling that right now. I'm
Oh,
here to
is
do
this
this
what
podcast.
is this what we're doing?
I'm just saying I
All
understand how
right.
Rihanna
Oh,
feels,
you understand. All right. I won't mention it. It's fine. It's fine. At least not until next week. So I think this is funny, and I just want to reiterate: I don't think we're getting music, and that's
I
it.
don't think so.
That's
But I think it's so funny that she trolled and she's like, "Oh yeah, K9, yep, that's it," or something like that.
R9 is what
R9.
I
I don't
think it
know
was
why I said
supposed to be
K9.
called. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, she's like, "Oh yeah, R9." She's like, "Yeah." Then they asked her like, "Hey, you said you had visuals but not songs. What's up with that?" She's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I got visuals." They're like, "What kind of visuals?" She's like, "Oh, I can't. That would be
It's
like me
like,
snitching on my record. How could
right,
I do that?"
right.
Think it's so funny. Like
Mhm.
it's comical
Yeah,
because it's like y'all still think you're getting Rihanna music. Player, I don't think we're getting any music. And you said
I
it
don't
like
think
2 days
so.
ago. That's why I was like, "Oh, this is funny,"
Yeah,
because you
yeah,
just said it. I think it was 2 days ago.
yeah.
It was definitely this week. I don't know
It
exactly
was
when,
definitely
but this
this
week
week.
you said it. So
I thought that was really funny that I was like, see, I tried to tell y'all.
you're right. Exactly. You did.
I tried to
You
tell
did.
y'all.
But
So,
it's nonsensical. I don't think we're getting any music from Rihanna
no.
anytime soon, if at all. Rihanna is a mogul. Rihanna is allegedly a billionaire, and I don't see why she should focus on making music. Music takes a lot of energy, a lot out of your time. She's raising a family and she's happy and doing her thing. She's got a lot of things on her plate going on, like you said. You named all the business ventures, and so music if and when I feel like it.
It's like I said about Joe Budden the other day. Some of it is that, and I know you didn't like the way I said it, but some of it is that work smarter, not harder type of mentality. There are other things that I could be doing, and I could be doing more things simultaneously if this is off my plate.
Right?
So I think it's kind of the same thing where it's like she probably was just like, this music stuff is grueling.
No.
And look at what happened when I like tried to start other businesses. They flourished. So why am I going back to that thing that, yeah, making music, I'm sure for an artist it's like making music, being creative is fun, and there's excitement and there's passion for it and all of that. But sometimes, in order to do the thing you love professionally, you almost have to you almost end up losing some of the joy in that thing because
Oh yeah,
it's work. And
absolutely.
so I just imagine that for some artists, once they realize that this thing that they loved created so many other lanes for them, and the other lanes kind of just feel more, I don't know, normal, more comfortable, then they take that route, and I think that's okay. I think that's
Yeah,
fine. We're not, they don't owe us anything. It would be nice
correct.
if she released a
Right.
new album, but she doesn't owe us anything. It's just like,
And we also don't know the business side. We don't know what kind of contract. We don't know, does she
yeah.
owe Def Jam an album? What the splits are for that album?
Mhm.
We don't know any of that stuff, and that alone could also be what's hindering her. I don't know what is. I'm not saying that
Yeah.
I have any insider information. I'm just saying, like, we also don't know what's the situation, because if she was in some super long contract that wasn't good,
Mhm.
and why would you want to rush to that? I don't know. I'm not saying
Yeah,
she
no, I
is.
hear what
I'm
you're
I'm just giving an example of one of the things it could be. But
saying.
even that, even if her contract is spectacular, it's a lot of work to create a musical project. And once you create it, that's only the beginning.
You gotta
Then there's
promote it.
promo runs, then there's tours, then there's
Right.
merch, and then there's the press run. Oh, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. And it's not like music is a little bit different, right? In the sense that you could release a skincare line and maybe people buy it, right? But maybe they weigh in and they say, "Oh, didn't really didn't really care for this product or whatever." You can change that. You can make different products. You can improve that product. With music, it's it's kind of just it's there
And
forever.
there's way, way more criticism. You're asking people basically to criticize your product when you make music.
Right.
When you make a beverage, or like you said, the skincare or whatever, you can make a wig. Who cares? Whatever.
Mhm.
Your critiques are going to be a lot less public and a lot less often.
Yeah. So I get it. I mean, I'm not saying that's what it is. I don't know if that's what it is, but I'd imagine that comes up too for anybody who puts out music. Like, this is a lot, and I made something that I really loved and I really cared about, and y'all didn't like it enough. And then, or the other side of it, like, I'm making music because there's this machine behind me, and I'm making music that I don't care about and I don't want to put out.
Right.
So it could be a lot of different things, but I think it's really funny when she does this.
Yeah.
And I had a good time watching that video. I thought it was so funny.
Yeah. Me too.
So yeah, and if y'all are looking for that, you could check it out on the Entertainment Tonight Instagram. I think they even put out a little bit more footage today.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that's all I got.
And that's all we got.
We'll see y'all on Monday.
Have a great weekend, y'all. See y'all Monday.
Bye.